Hey everybody, this is Small Joyful Things. As always, my name is Claire. I go out to estate sales and thrift stores and garage sales, and I look for things that speak to me or that make me feel happy or that I think will tell me a story. And I try to find out everything I can about them, and then I make videos and tell you guys about them. So here's what I have for you today. I have quite a collection of stuff, so Oop. Okay. I'm gonna have to just, I think, line these up and let you guys kind of see them. Look at those designs. These are so delicate, so tiny, so delicate. And the teapot. I hope you guys can get a full look of just the intricacies of the design here. All of this is hand painted, and the porcelain itself is actually white. All the blue that you see is the paint itself. So the entire, almost the entire, like the set has been painted this blue color, and the white shows through to actually make the design. So tiny. Now this is the serving plate or what have you. This is also painted. You can see this as well. And there we go. Now measuring this off is going to be interesting because everything obviously has different sizes. So for reference, the plate is about 6 inches across, and our lovely little teapot is about just say 3 3/4 inches high. This is very, very small, delicate little tea set. All of this is made of porcelain. It's very fine white porcelain as well. And I tell you, every inch of it, even the plate, everything has all been hand painted. And what we have at the bottom, this is a Chinese seal mark. And I took the trouble to have this translated. I went to Reddit and asked the translation community. I basically showed them this and said, look, can you tell me anything about it? As near as we can tell, it says Lian Kiln and made in China. I just can't get over it. That's a lotus flower there. It's just the most beautiful thing ever. Okay, so what is this? This is a miniature, or I don't want to call it, it's not quite a miniature. This is a very small Chinese tea set that I bought off Craigslist for $10. I bought it from kind of an older Chinese woman. She basically just said it'd been sitting on top of her fridge and she didn't use it. She never specified how old it was. I have really no information about it. And despite my research, I cannot find a single thing about it. We have the maker, but that is about it. I went to the antiques subreddit basically to ask, was there anything they could tell me about the style or anything they could say it was based on. I was quite sure that it was modern. There was no chance at all that it was an antique, and they just completely blew me off. You know, they're not really interested unless it is very old. They said, nope, sorry, it's mass produced, it's not even really Chinese, it's made for a Western market, it's nothing, away with you, peasant. So, you know, make of that what you will. So, okay, essentially, what is this? I think, and this is mostly a guess, I think that this is a fine porcelain tea set. I'm not sure I would say it has been made for a Western market specifically. I think it has been made for the Vancouver market specifically. Vancouver has a very high Asian population, and there would be a lot of Asian people here that would be like, you know, like second or third generation. I think this is actually made for them more than Westerners who wouldn't really have the kind of cultural, like the kind of cultural aspect of having tea exactly like this with these tiny little teapots. Now, despite the fact that I've got no provenance at all on it, I can say that it is very, very finely made. Like, if I can show this to you, properly. I'm going to try to. This is all hand painted. Like, I checked the designs as best I could. There is the tiny variance that we would see when something is actually done by hand, when you know it's not printed, it's not being done by machine. Like, this is just, it's very, very slight, to be honest. But I'm pretty confident in saying that this is not something machine made. Someone actually went to the trouble of making this. Like, everything about it, the tiny little kind of imperfections in it, the fact that it's not completely symmetrical, I would say, like, all of it is hand painted start to finish, and it's handmade start to finish. And it is just so unbelievably delicate. And in truth, I can't actually tell if it's meant to be just a display piece or if it's actually meant to be used. I suspect that it is meant to be used, but the quantities would not be great. It's possible it would have been intended to be used for like, you know, samples of very, very small tea, or this is just the teapot that holds the tea, and the water is someplace else. I'm not all up with Chinese tea drinking. I really just bought this because I saw the teapot and I love the design so much that I decided that I had to try to get it, to try and find out what it was. And unfortunately, I have no idea who made it or how it got to Vancouver. Despite the fact that we have the maker's mark and we know that it was made in a kiln somewhere in China, we really have no more information about it. It's possible that it had a sticker. That sticker, I would say, is long gone. So what we have is effectively what is in front of us right now. It is a porcelain tea set. It is handmade, hand painted, and it is very, very beautiful. It has its own little serving tray. And if you just stack up the cups, I can't really show it to you very well, but you can see that they all just kind of, they sit there quite nicely. They look really good. It's also possible that it could be vintage. Apparently it spent a lot of time in top of somebody's fridge, maybe not this woman's fridge, but definitely somebody's, because there was a lot of grime on like the inside of it and around the top, everything. Like, essentially like it had been sitting there and, you know, being subjected to kitchen grease for quite a while. Who knows? This is where we're at right now. So I've decided that I'm going to put it up on either Etsy or eBay. Haven't decided yet. And I will see if someone would like it. To be honest, it's so pretty that I think someone should definitely have it and use it and like it. It's so nice. What it's worth, to be honest, I don't really know. If you wanted to buy a porcelain tea set in Vancouver, you would probably spend, like, of something of this quality, I'd say you would spend probably $60 to $70. I don't know if I'm going to sell it for that. I'll have to figure it out. I don't really know. But anyway, this is my small joyful thing for today. And I hope you like it as well. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye-bye.